Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live for this Monday, January 19th. Yeah, January 19th. I'm your host, Rod. I'm here in sunny Philadelphia. Sunny, as you can see, sunny Philadelphia. I'm here with some of my good friends in the chat crew, the co-host of the show. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys for being here. We got Mr. Larry Goodman here. We got Hav. We got Rob. We got, I think that's it in the chat right now. But I thank you guys for being here. Good morning. And happy MLK Day to you guys. I literally thought I was going to be here by myself today. I was like, everyone's off work. No one's going to be watching the stream today. Should have stayed in the bed. But glad you guys are here. Glad you guys are here. We got a few things to talk about. Actually, we got more than a few things to talk about. This might be a pretty, we're going to keep it to an hour. But it's going to be a jam-packed 1 hour, okay? We got tech news, we got personal stuff to talk about, and we got a ton of rando stuff to talk about. So let's just jump right into the rando news. First of all, Rob just told me that the coach of the Bills, my team, just got fired. I'm like, come on, man. It wasn't even, you know who should get fired? The GM is the one who should get fired for not having a receiver that can catch the ball and run. We got a bunch of tight ends on the team. Okay, guys who just catch the ball and fall down to the ground. Okay, that's all they do. They're like, Coach, I caught the ball. What more do you want from me? Well, you could get some racks. Yeah, you could rack up some racks. But whatever, man. I'm gonna have to research that story when I get off stream today. That's gonna be the number one thing I do today. So thanks, Rob, for breaking that news for me. I appreciate you. Depressing. But thank you. I really appreciate it. First of all, let's get to the rando stuff. Actually, no. We got to get to the holidays. So let's get to the holidays. Only holiday that matters today is Martin Luther King birthday. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to read the first if you don't know who Martin Luther King is, we're going to read the first paragraph from the wiki. We're going to go right to the wiki. This is the gentleman right here. Mr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Born January 15, 1929, April 4th, or January 15, 1929 through and passed away April 4th, 1968, was an American civil rights activist and Baptist minister who was a leader in the civil rights movement from 1955 until he was assassinated in 1968. He advanced civil rights for people of color in the United States through the use of nonviolent resistance and civil obedience against Civil Crow laws and other forms of legalized discrimination, which most commonly affected African Americans. So I appreciate the work that he did in getting equal rights passed for everybody. It's not as good as it should be, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. And this gentleman is a big reason why it's that way. So happy birthday, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. What's so funny is the first time I heard about this, I knew about the man and the work, right? But I was in elementary school. I didn't know his birthday was even a thing until I was in elementary school. Back then, it wasn't a national holiday, and it didn't become a national holiday till a long time after that. But one of my teachers in school, she was a music teacher. She would take off every Martin Luther King birthday. She would just take off work, and she would tell the students, I'm not going to be here. Everyone should be taking off. She would say this to us, and I didn't understand what it was all about until I got older, and I'm like, oh, that's what she was talking about. So I'm glad that this day came, that it's a national holiday, and all of you guys out there probably got it off today. You probably got it off today. Morning, Christina. How's it going? All right, so that's the holiday for today. Let's get to the rando news. First off, rando news. How many people do we got right now? Okay, we only got 4 people, so we probably won't get there today. The next live stream, I get 20 likes on the stream. During the stream, I'm gonna show the Palma 2 case I'm making. I'm making a Palma 2 Pro case. I'll show it on the stream before it's done. I'll show it on the stream. If I get 20 likes at any point during this week, I'm showing it. So, incentive for liking. Moving on. Random news, we got, I'm with you, Minnesota. So Minnesota's going through it right now. Now, I wasn't going to mention this, and we're not going to talk about this, okay? I don't want to hear, if I see it in the chat, I'm not responding to it. So we're not going to talk about this. But I just want to just voice my opinion on it real quick. So I've said it. I have a platform. I should be saying something about it. But I'm going to say this about what's happening in Minnesota. I'm with you guys. I'm with you, Minnesota. If it gets worse there, I'm coming to Minnesota. Like I'm with protesting. Listen, I'm someone who I fight for this country. I'm a soldier for this country, right? That's who I am. I'm a patriot, loyal. I'm a diehard patriot. And I'm someone who's willing to fight for this country. I fought for this country already. Spent my time in the Marine Corps fighting for this country, for the freedom. We were hell diving. We were just spreading democracy. If you guys know Helldivers 2, you get the joke. But the point is, I'm someone who will fight for this country, and I'm a patriot. So when I see communities like what's happening in Minnesota coming together because masked vigilantes are calling themselves doing like police work. These ain't even officers. These ain't even trained military. They're not trained officers. These are just random dudes who are like, yeah, I want to carry a gun and wear a mask. I don't like it. So I'm just going to say I will be in Minnesota protesting if it gets like, I'll say if it gets any worse. It's pretty bad now. She shout out to She. She's in Minnesota right now. I hope this is not affecting her life in any. I hope it's not affecting anybody's life that I care about any. But my point is, it's affecting Americans' lives. And that kind of upsets me. Especially someone who's willing to fight for the country and seeing this going on in the country. Like, there's no way. If Max do, well, I'm sorry, they are here. ICE is here in Philadelphia. But the point is, it sucks. And I'm someone who's willing to do something about it and at least show my support for the people who are going through it. So shout out to Minnesota. I'm with you, and I will be with you. If anything were to pop off of Minnesota, I'm going protesting. I'm serious. I mean, other than what's happened already, it's gotten serious. But I will be in Minnesota if things pop off. I'm like, this is just, it's getting ridiculous. All right, moving on. Random news. Cold in Philadelphia. Who would have thought cold in Philadelphia? I mean, not Philadelphia, but cold in Florida. Who would have thought cold in Florida right now? But Florida's going through it, so shout out to Florida. The problem is with places in the South getting cold is that they don't have the infrastructure to heat, right? So it's like their grid is not like robust enough to handle everybody trying to heat their homes right at one time, because that doesn't typically happen in Florida. I think they've done a lot of work to the infrastructure there, the energy infrastructure to so that little cold fronts like this doesn't affect them so much energy wise. But that's why it's bad in the South when it gets cold down there, because they're just not set up. They're not built for that kind of stuff in no way. But, you know, shout out to them. One of the things I wanted to mention too, random stuff on the show. I'm not sure if you guys, I'm sure that you guys have heard of Stranger Things, but especially since the season 5 has concluded. And I think that's the end of Stranger Things too. So the whole show is concluded. But I started rewatching it. I'm at season 1. Okay, started rewatching it. I realized that Stranger Things is a lot like Donnie Darko. It's a lot like Donnie Darko. I'm not sure if you guys seen Donnie Darko, but Donnie Darko is like the same thing. So let me explain the premise. Stranger Things, you got something happening in a small town. Supernatural things happening in a small town. You got teenage kids involved, or school-age kids involved. What else you got? You got the 80s being the background, the setting for what's happening. Both things are exactly the same. Donnie Darko, set in the 80s. Teenage kids, like school-age kids, solving a supernatural problem that's being inflicted on them by the government. It's so... I'm surprised, and I would be surprised wouldn't be surprised if someone that worked on Donnie Darko also worked on Stranger Things. Actually, you know what, chat? Let's check it out. Stranger Things and Donnie Darko. The film Donnie Darko is often compared to Stranger Things due to the why would it be like Donnie Darko is compared to Stranger Things? Well, I guess it would be the other way around, in my opinion. Stranger Things would be compared to Donnie Darko. Shared influences including Steven Spielberg and Stephen King, and its depiction of the 80s suburban towns with portals to darkness and outcast protagonists. So I didn't know there was a Stephen King, Steven Spielberg tie-in. That's interesting. So there's lots of reasons, I guess. I'm not like bringing up anything a hot take here. This is not news. So other people have already thought this, but I didn't think it until last night. So Very interesting. Very interesting. What else we have? Random news. Adult-only Animal Crossing island shut down. First of all, I didn't even know there was a adult-only, like, can we show this? I didn't even know there was adult-only Animal Crossing town. That was news to me. Just a screenshot from that town. This is very interesting. First of all, it's a town. It's an adult-only town that had adult-only themes, and it was it lived for like 5 years on the game. I'm like, I just wouldn't imagine that Nintendo would have let it live that long, knowing it existed. And they clearly knew it existed, but after 5 years, they're shutting it down. So kudos to Nintendo for letting it sit around long enough to be developed into something that we can talk about. But yeah, it sucks that it's gone now. I never got a chance to experience it. So yeah, kudos to Nintendo for letting it sit around. But and shout out to the people who created it. I know they put a lot of work into it, and for it to be deleted after years of work is kind of sucks. But yeah, Nintendo at least let you see it and experience what it would be like to have that on Animal Crossing. Next thing we got up on the rando list is going to be ultrasonic cleaners. Ever since I've been researching ultrasonic cleaners, and this is for like 3D printing, I've been seeing like reviews of, whoa, where is this at? Is this on my glasses? It is. What is that? Okay, it's gone. I've been seeing like reviews for ultrasonic knives. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this. Let's check it out. Ultrasonic knives. But ultrasonic knives, where are we at? They aren't that good. I saw MKBHD use one on his channel. He was talking like, oh, yeah, you see ultrasonic cleaners, ultrasonic and ultrasonic toothbrush, and then now the ultrasonic knives. I'm like, and he cut some bread with it. As a matter of fact, can I bring that up? Let me see if we can bring that up. He cut some bread with it. And it didn't seem to cut the bread any better than a normal knife would. Okay, here we go. Okay, so can we cut the sound off? I don't want the sound on here. Oh, it is off. All right, so we can see this knife. And he's like showing it cutting bread, but it didn't cut bread any better. Whoa, it didn't cut bread any better than a regular knife would. So I was like, what's the point? All right, can we see this? All right, so he's... All right, is he going to use a regular knife first? No, he doesn't use a regular knife first. Oh, boy. All right, here we go. Cutting bread. Now, my thing is, that doesn't look like it was easy. That looked like it was about as easy as any other sharp knife. So I guess the point is, do we need ultrasonic knives? Do they cut through bone? Good morning, Aaron. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Do they cut through bone? I don't know. I'd be interested to see it though. I'd be super interested to see it. So I'm not behind the ultrasonic knives just yet because I haven't seen anything. But ultrasonic cleaners, that's where it's at. I got one. I'm going to do a review for the Rants About Making channel. I'm getting a bunch of content together for the Rants About Making channel. It's there now, but there's no content on it now. There will be soon. I'm dumping all of it at one time. I want to start that channel out with like 5 videos. And they're gonna be 3D printing related, I think, to begin with. But anyway, that's one of the things. That's end of the random news. Let's go ahead and get to the tech news, you guys. Okay, transition done. I like it. It's good to go. We're gonna try to get it better at some point. What are we talking about in tech news? Types of AI and how they're used. So let's talk about AI for a second. This is just a conversation. This is not a tech story. Actually, it is a tech story. We got other stuff in this realm, but just a conversation. Types of AI and how they're used. So a lot of people have misunderstandings about AI and the different types. There's 2 different types, in my opinion, of AI. But we're going to talk about the 2 different types because that's going to lead into a couple of other conversations we're going to have today about tech. The first being assistive AI, the AI that you use like to help you with grammatical errors, your emails, summarizing your emails, and that's assistive AI. Even some of the tools you get in editing, like the tool they might get in editing is AI, like smoothing out skin or fixing a light or fixing lighting or taking or denoising something. You know what I mean? Things like that. Those are assistive AI tools. And then we have generative AI tools that just generate stuff from nothing, right? Just take a command and they generate what your command states it should make, and then it makes it, right? That's generative AI. Now, a lot of people fall on two different sides of the fence when it comes to this AI discussion. I think assistive is perfectly fine. A lot of the stuff we use and for grammar and just using as a tool, that's the difference to me. The difference to me is that generative or assistive AI are more like tool-based AI, and the generative AI, that's what's just creating its own thing, right? It's AI creating its own art, creating its own videos, creating its own music. Those things are what is causing a lot of creatives problems right now. There's a couple things happening in that generative AI space that could be problematic, right? And I'm gonna bring up one of these problems that I saw on the New York Times, which is them talking about AI being used in documentary filmmaking. Now, AI has been used in a lot of films. One of the videos, not videos, one of the movies, House of David. One of the biggest movies, movies on Netflix right now, House of David, has over 100 generative AI created scenes in it. Now, I don't mind that. I don't mind someone making a movie and deciding, okay, cool, we could go on location to shoot this one sequence right here, or we can just create it in using AI generation, right? And that's going to save tens of thousands of dollars probably. You know what I mean? So I get that. I understand that, and I'm okay with that. This is where it starts to bother me. When someone says, okay, we're going to create a documentary, right? We're going to create a documentary, and I feel like to go back to the graphic. We're going to create a documentary, right? And that documentary, we want stock footage. And if you don't know what stock footage is that footage that looks like it looks, okay, maybe not stock. Yeah, it's stock footage. It's they don't have a good handle on it here. They're calling stock footage like the stuff that you can buy and put in your videos or whatever. But stock footage is and like raw footage is the footage that came from that time. All right, let's take the JFK assassination. And I don't know why I wanted to pick that. There's no real rhyme or reason. Okay, I don't know why it popped into my head. But the JFK assassination. Let's say someone was doing a documentary on that, and they had video of the grassy knoll, right? And they want to go and get the raw video from that day. So they go and they find an archive archival footage. There we go. I said stock footage. Archival footage. So they go to the archives and they grab actual footage from that day. And they put that footage in the documentary. What they're doing now, which I think is totally not good. I don't know what, I should have came up with a better word for that. Totally not good, just doesn't encapsulate it. But what they're doing now is they're creating generative AI scenes of archival footage. Now, the problem with that for me is that when I see archival footage, I think, oh, this is footage from that day. That's the first thing I think. This is footage from that day, and like this is what actually happened. Like I believe it, right? When I'm seeing something recreated, like if they're recreating the scene from that day, you don't know, right? Like, it could have been recreated in anybody's image, right? But when you see archival footage of that day, you're more inclined to believe it. They're using AI to generate archival footage, things that never, I won't say things that never happened, because the thing that they're depicting may have happened, but it certainly didn't happen in the way that the AI is going to generate it. That's a problem. So how do you guys feel about that? Are we, I mean, AI in movies is good when you're trying to save money from going on a location, right? But to me, generative AI in movies isn't good when you're using it to fool people into thinking that this is actual footage from that day. And to me, that would be the only reason you would try to recreate with generative AI, recreate archival footage with generative AI. Sheen says inappropriate and misleading. I totally agree. Inappropriate and totally misleading for sure. All right, so that's my problem, and I think that that's going to be an issue going forward. Now, one of the other things that this article brought up is the fact that there's a news, not a news anchor. Is it a news anchor? Tilly Underwood. I'm gonna look up Tilly Underwood. Oh no, she's an actor. She's an actor. Okay, so this is Tilly Underwood right here. She's an AI actress who's just been signed to an agency, an acting agency. So she's being represented by an agency for getting jobs acting in movies. I don't even mind this, to be honest with you. I don't mind this at all. People are up in arms about this though. Like actors are upset, the Actors Guild is upset, like everyone, writers are. I don't mind this. I don't mind this at all. My thing is this. If you're an actor, be good at acting. And you ain't got to worry about AI. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, maybe AI will get so good at some point that where it's rivaling how humans express emotion, but it ain't there yet. Like, I can spot AI a mile away. I'm not even fooled by any of the AI stuff. There's some AI slop that pops into my Instagram that I'm like, okay, is that AI or not? And then as soon as the sound comes on or whatever, I'm like, okay, it's totally AI. It's totally AI. I don't mind this though. I don't mind AI actors. I don't mind AI like artists singing. I don't mind AI rappers rapping. I don't mind AI beings at all. But people have a problem with them. They think they're like, okay, they're taking jobs. And I revert back to something I read in a magazine a while back. This guy described it the best to me. He's like, AI isn't going to take people's jobs. He's like, it's the people using AI who are going to take the people who are not using AI's jobs. Because AI just makes you that much more powerful and competent. Like, just, you can do more, right? Faster. In most cases. So I don't have a problem with AI generated people and replacing like singers or whatever. If you're a singer and you sing good, sing good. Now, I do have a problem with AI writing, like, I was about to say I have a problem with AI writing songs and poetry, but if it sounds good and it's relevant, I don't even care about that. If you guys got any feelings about this AI debate, let me know in the chat. Or in the comments if you're watching the replay. All right, next story we got up here is going to be, what do we got here? AI undermining child development. We got a couple of AI stories today. So AI has been in a study to where it's been found to undermine like child development. Let's see what we have here. New study finds AI in schools is undermining kids' social and intellectual development. Here, let's go into the details. According to a new study from the Brookings Institute Center for Universal Education, AI poses profound risk to children's social and intellectual development. At this point in its trajectory, the risk of utilizing generative AI in children's education overshadows its benefits, reads the report, which should give pause to school teachers across America who have increased their use of AI from 34 to 61%. Now that's pretty incredible. I didn't know that. The year-long project came to this alarming conclusion after interviews, consultations, and discussion panels with 505 students, parents, teachers, education leaders, and tech professionals in 50 countries, plus a review of hundreds of other AI studies. On one way AI models are undermining kids' education, kids are offloading their thinking onto AI models, with even 65% of students surveyed expressing concern that the trend will lead to cognitive decline. Now, I don't know if that sounds like a second brain solution to me. If they're using it to well, maybe, I mean, maybe if you're using it to do computing, have been computing for a long time. But I don't have a problem with kids using AI as a tool to do certain things to speed up what they're doing. It becomes a problem when they're generating everything. Remember, like that's the whole assistive versus generative debate, right? I think assistive tools are perfectly fine. The generative tools is what get people in trouble, and I definitely think that generative tools should not be used in schools, for sure. Assistive tools, yes. As soon as it starts generating whole batches of content, that's not good. That's not good. Similar to, there are increasingly more AI YouTube videos, really clogged up feeds. It's not about being better, but a real creator getting seen against a large volume of slop. That is a very, very good point there, DeRock. I had not considered it and looked at it that way, but that's a very good point. It's the slop, because it's so easy to make. It's going to overwhelm people, and the good content made by humans will be lost in the sauce, kind of, so to speak. We're doomed once the zombie apocalypse comes. Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of things about this, a couple more details about this article that I won't read through, but some tidbits that I pulled out. It seemingly blames second brain systems, and I didn't like that aspect of the article where it was like, okay, kids shouldn't be using it to offload information. Like, of course they should be using it to offload information. Like, that's assistive, right? That's not generative. Chatbots are always accessible and self-affirming. So that's one of the things that they brought up. One of the overarching themes of this article was that kids' use of these chatbots, it harms their social abilities because it makes them more inclined to go to a chatbot and talk about their problems and talk about how they solve certain problems. Because it's not critical, right? It's not going to be critical of you and how you're thinking. It's not going to be like, no, that's not a good idea. You shouldn't do that. And it's affirming, right? It tells you that your idea that you have is good. Like, so you don't get negative feedback from chatbots. It's only good self-affirming things you get back from chatbots. And that can lead people to not understanding how to accept people not agreeing with them, right? Confrontation. How to handle disagreements. So yeah, those things could happen, and I would imagine those things are going to happen. Again, though, I don't see this train stopping. There's no putting the genie back in the bottle on this one. But I definitely think in schools, assistive AI tech is what we should be doing. And if there's a way to cut out the generative aspect of it or limit the generative aspects of it while it's being used in schools, or maybe the school versions of AI don't have generative aspects to them, like that would be cool. That would be cool. I would be with that. All right, let's go on to the next story we got here. Apple teams up with Google Gemini for AI-powered Siri. I'm not even going to go into this story. I think it's just like, what does that even mean? You know, like Gemini is like, why don't they just call it Gemini? Like, what the hell, Apple? Like, they're like, oh yeah, can we use your Gemini because we suck at AI? We're just dumb with it. So could you help us? Yeah, we've been trying for years to get this right, but clearly we're Apple. We only know iOS. We haven't bothered to learn anything else. So when other things popped up that our operating system couldn't handle, we were lost. We were lost, and we never recovered. So, you know, as Tim Apple, the founder of Apple, I'm going to just ask Google to use Gemini. So we won't call it Gemini. We'll call it Siri. You know, we'll tell the world it's Gemini, but we're going to call it Siri for our purposes. It's like how we call what do they call? Just like how we call our version of AI Apple Intelligence. We rename everything. FaceTime is not video calling. It's not video chatting. It's FaceTime. So we're rebranding Gemini as Siri. That's how we do it here at Apple. Like, the hell does that even mean? And it's just admitting defeat. Okay, we'll go on. We'll move on. Someone please convince me I don't need a man-sized 3D printer. Okay, this is just about me and my 3D printer obsession, and this thing is crazy. This isn't new. They've had this before. Whoa. I don't even know how, where, what did my AI hear that it started giving me opinions on the crystal nib and using the Form 4 to create? How did it even happen? Or maybe it was listening to me. Maybe I hit the wrong button. Anyway, back to the 3D printer. This isn't new. They've had this printer. First of all, let's look at the name. Elegoo Orange Storm Giga. Okay, first it's got orange in the name. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Okay, first it's got orange in the name. Okay, that's the first thing. And then after that, this thing is massive. You could fit a kid in there. I mean, you could fit the full-size adult in there too, but you could throw a kid standing up in this thing and 3D print some armor around them. It could work. It could work. If you ever see me with this on my channel, if it's ever in the studio, just know that I've considered myself made it at that point. If you ever see me with this, I would have made something. Like, oh, Rod has done it. He's done it. He's got somewhere. Because there's no need for me to have this. I just want it because it's a 3D printer. It's got orange in the name. And you can fit a person in there. So that's right up my alley. All right, moving on. The Legend of Zelda movie Extreme stream exclusively on Netflix following theatrical release. So this was a surprise to me, but not a huge surprise considering what Netflix is doing, trying to buy Warner Brothers, which by this point, can we just say it's going to go through? We're waiting on official finalization of it. I think Q3 of this year, they're trying to finalize this deal, or by Q3 of this year. Netflix has already gone on record saying, hey, if we got Warner Brothers, we're bringing movies to Netflix 17 days after they show at the theaters. I'm like, 17 days? Not 17 weeks, 17 days. And why 17? It's such an odd number. Such an odd number. Why did they choose 17? Anyway, 17 days is what they said in the article. I'm like, what? Anyway, so it's not a big surprise to me, but I hope it comes 17 days after the movie in the theaters. That would be great. I would never go to the theater again. If I can wait 17 days to see a movie at home. I can wait 17 days. What do we got in the chat here? Assistive versus generative AI determined by output. Example, the skill reading, summarizing text. Employee, that's assistive for email. For student that doesn't know how to do it already, it's definitely generative. I'm gonna get back to that. That's a good take. I have a rebuttal for that. All right. So Legend of Zelda. Let's get to the details here. Do we have details for Legend of Zelda? Oh, we do, but oh boy. We got to go back to 3D printers here for a second, but we'll finish the Zelda story. Netflix has secured the exclusive streaming rights of the Legend of Zelda movie following its theatrical release. Ooh, I like this picture. This is awesome. This is awesome. I can't wait for this movie. This dude looks like Link. She looks like Zelda. She got the quiver on her back. She got the bow in her hand. She about to take down some orcs. I'm sorry, there's no orcs in Zelda. There's no orcs there. Gandalf. She see him in the distance. She's about to take aim on him. Anyway, scheduled to hit cinema screens on May 7, 2027, The Legend of Zelda is still shrouded in mystery, although we do have a few stills of Link and Benjamin, of Link actor Benjamin Evans Ainsworth. 3 names? You go, my dude. And Bo Bragason as Zelda. The long-awaited live-action adaptation was announced in November 2023 and is produced by Nintendo's legendary creative boss Satoru Miyamoto, alongside Avi Arad, former CEO of Marvel Studios. That's a pretty good pedigree getting this thing together. Kingdom of the Planets of the Apes Wes Ball is directing. Ooh. Even better. From a screenplay by Jurassic World writer Derek Connolly. Okay, now I just took a dive. Did anyone here like Jurassic World? That was the worst Jurassic Park movie I've ever seen in my life. Why did they tap him for the screenplay? The hell? I have no faith that this story is going to be written well now. I mean, I don't think the Planet of the Apes director would allow a crappy story to get into his camera lens. Let's just hope not. Let's hope not. The news comes as part of a new deal brokered between the streaming service and Sony Pictures Entertainment in a first-of-its-kind agreement that will see the production company's upcoming slate of movies released on Netflix globally. A similar deal is currently in place for selected regions around the world, including the US, Germany, and Southeast Asia. But these new terms will now open it up completely. The new global pay one arrangement will roll out gradually starting later this year as individual territory rights become available, with full global availability on Netflix in early 2029. Sony Pictures said, as part of the deal, Netflix will also license rights to select SPE, feature films, and television library titles. Some of the movies in the deal include the final part of the animated Spider-Verse trilogy, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, Sam Mendes, 4 Beatles biopics, and of course, the live-action The Legend of Zelda movie. So very interesting stuff coming from Netflix. They're unstoppable right now. Soon, Netflix and YouTube are the only 2 streaming services you're going to need. You heard it here first. Move on to the next thing we got here. ChatGPT adds ads. Really? Can we find that? Oh, whoa. No, whoa. Let's find that story. ChatGPT adds ads. Where's this? There we go. Finally, OpenAI brings ads to ChatGPT. Let's talk about the details here. After weeks of user frustration over what appeared to be ads slipping into conversations, OpenAI finally laid its cards on the table in a blog post published on Friday. The company confirmed its plans to begin testing ads in ChatGPT for U.S. users on the free and Go tiers, while promising that paid tiers like Pro, Business, and Enterprise will remain ad-free. OpenAI says ads will clearly be labeled, placed separately from responses, and initially shown only when there is a relevant response or relative sponsored product or service tied to a conversation. Users will be able to dismiss ads or turn off personalization entirely, and ads won't appear for accounts under 18 or near sensitive topics like health or politics. That should be interesting. We should have seen this coming. They're just taking the Google route, advertising for, what is that? Can we turn that off? There we go. Now, Google says we will give you these services for free if you give us your data. I guess this is the same thing ChatGPT or OpenAI is doing. Because I was about to say, you aren't getting anything for free from ChatGPT, but I guess we are using a free version of ChatGPT. And I guess by their sense, they're saying if you want that to remain free, even the limited access and the limited functionality that you have now, if you want that limited access to remain free and limited feature set to remain free, then, you got to deal with some ads. So, I'm not mad at that. This, you know what, though? This would be like if Google were like, hey, you can use Gmail, but we're going to take some features away and put that behind a paywall. Unless you get ads in your Gmail. And then once you get ads in your Gmail, then we will give you back the features. I don't know about that. Let's get into the generative AI topic that Darko brought up. Now, Darko says assistive versus generative AI determined by output. I totally agree with that. He follows to say, example, the skill reading, summarizing text. Employee, that's assistive for email. For an employee, because presumably employees know how to write emails and they do it all the time. So getting help with the email would be assistive for somebody that does it all the time. For students that don't know how to write emails, this would be generative. Yes and no. I agree with that partially. My argument with that, my rebuttal for this would be, Darko, is that writing emails, and now there may be some examples where that is true, but the writing email example is like when you write a prompt. So when I write a prompt and I say, hey, ChatGPT, help me write this email explaining to my boss that I can't do this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. In that prompt, you have what you want it to. The text is going to be the text in what the AI is writing, right? It's going text to text. To me, you've written some portion of it. AI is going to take the portion that you wrote and spice it up a bit and make it more appropriate and format it. I still think that's assistive. Even though you may be writing a prompt for the email as a student, you still have to put some of the details in there, right? And it's going from text to text. Now, this is where that would get different for me. That would be different if it went from text to another medium. Case in point. If I worked as a video editor and my job is to get video edited and make a commercial or whatever the case may be, and a student who's being asked to edit some video or make a video or whatever the case may be, right? Now, a text prompt or a verbal prompt is going to produce video, is going to produce other mediums. That's, you see what I'm saying? Now, in the case of an actual video editor who's saying, okay, I'm using AI to, like, I know how to edit, and I'm going from my video and it's taking my content that I've already made and just doing something else with it. I think that's different. Email is just, it's text going to text. So I still think that's assistive. You know what I mean? Let me know how you feel about that, Darko. Do you agree with that rebuttal at all? All right, let's move on to eInk, shall we, guys? Okay. We don't have much in eInk. Today, eInk is Reddit and YouTube. So scaling back, video editor using AI to color correct already shot video, assistive or generative. It's all gray, man. So the AI to color correct already shot video. I think that's still assistive though. You know what? You're right. There's a lot of gray area. Let's agree to say that. Yeah, let's agree with that. There's a lot of gray area for sure. And it's all about your perspective on it too. So, man, this would be a good, I would not mind seeing a debate on that though. That would be a good debate, assistive versus generative AI. What's considered assistive? What's considered generative? Yeah, such an interesting topic. All right, as far as eInk goes, what do we have here? First thing we got up here is going to be torn between getting a second tablet or switching from Manta to something else. Firstly, you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm just going to update everybody on the two eInk devices that I've used the most right now. Right now, I am using the Manta and the Note Air 5C. I mean, I haven't touched the remove in about a week. But it's still there for my notes. But all my notes have been lab data. So, and for that, I use my Manta. But Manta and Note Air 5C are kicking butt right now. They're getting things done. The Note Air 5C, I like after that 4.1.1 update that they all got for the 4C and the 5C. The 5C just kind of pulled ahead for me. At first, I was like the power between the Note Air 4C and the Note Air 5C was negligible. But now after the update, it's become apparent to me that it's definitely faster. Definitely faster. And as far as the Manta goes, the Manta is just the powerhouse for pulling up information. The quick access menu, right? Being able to put notes in that quick access menu that I'm using a lot. Like if I got 3 or 4 prints going, I got those files in the quick access menu, and I just swap between those files without having to go to the recents tab, and because I looked at something different, and then that's populated my recents tab. No, this tab, the quick access menu, only has the documents and folders and notes. It could be either that I want to use. So great. I just wanted to update everybody on that. So I've been using the remove like crazy, but until I started doing more lab tests, then the Manta came into play. And which is cool. And I'm realizing that I'm using these eInk devices for different things. Like my Manta is the lab, Note Air 5C, technical drawing, the remove, my quick note taking tablet. Beyond those three though, I can get everything I need done right now with just those 3 tablets right now. I mean, we gotta throw the Go 10.3 in there because that's the one I still write on. It's sitting right here. Can we see? Hold on. Can we see it right here? It's right here. The Go 10.3. I mean, I'm always gonna use that. I'm always gonna use that right there. It's just the best writing. Now, someone asked me a question in the comments of one of my videos this week or last week. They asked about the black and white version of the Scribe Colorsoft. I thought, you know what? If they ever got their tools together, I would buy a black and white Scribe, the new one, because the image quality is going to be really good. We've already discerned that the color variant has the best image quality in eInk. I mean, I don't know if you guys believe that, but I do. The Kindle Scribe Colorsoft, best image quality in eInk, okay? The best in eInk. I would imagine that the black and white is going to have that degree of image quality as well, but it won't have that drawback of having a super dark screen because of the color filter. The color filter is why that screen is so dark. It's a really dense color filter packed. Okay, let me stop. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Amazon, I'm not spilling beans. Calm down. Just go back to what you were doing. But the color filter, it's densely packed full of all kinds of stuff. That's why that screen is so much darker than every other color device on the market. If you take that color filter away, it's still going to have that great image quality, I would imagine, without the dark screen. So it'd have a normal contrast ratio with awesome image quality. I just won't use it as much as my other devices because it's got crappy writing and it got less tools than the Remarkable. I didn't even know that was freaking possible, but clearly it is. So I've never used it for writing. And the best image quality doesn't matter to me. I mean, it would matter to me if it had good writing tools. But I'm not an e-reader dude. So image quality on here, I would take it in addition to the things that I care about. Yeah, it would put it above other devices that didn't have it. Sure. But I'm not buying e-ink devices because of the image quality. That's not why I'm buying them. I'm reading on them, but that's not my sole purpose. I don't own one e-reader. I'm sorry, I do, but I've never bought one. Companies just send them to me. I don't even review them. Like, I may have touched 2 on my channel, but I got like 5 of them back there. I'm not an e-reader dude. Not an e-reader, but the note taking is my thing for e-ink. And if it's got a good reader app, then okay, good to go. It's an added bonus. It's got a good image quality. Okay, good to go. Added bonus. I'm not buying it for that though. The Rock says 100%, but the problem here is now trying to make policy for assistive generative AI when no 2 people will agree, which is bam. Well, you know what? I like that you can admit that, a lot of people won't agree what that is, which is our dilemma right now, The Rock. We can't agree what that is either. And that you're right. That would probably be a lot of people's thing. A lot of people can't agree on what that is. What is my most used writing tools? Lammies. Nothing's touching the Lammy. Dude, I've been trying to write with the Viwood ceramic because it's got the button, it's got an eraser and ceramic. I almost threw that thing on the floor the other night. I'm in there trying to write. Now this isn't the one because it's in the lab right now. So this isn't the one. We're gonna take a look at this though. This is a Viwoods. This is my problem with the Viwoods pen now. I would love to use the ceramic Viwoods. I want to use the ceramic Viwoods. There's 2 problems though. 2 problems. For one, the ceramic on that Viwoods is super thin. It's thinner than the ceramic. It's thinner than my crystal nibs. And it's the thinnest ceramic nib I've ever seen. The problem with that at least on a Supernote, the device that I want to use it for, because and that's the reason why I want to use a ceramic C1 or the Viwood C1 on the Supernote is because none of the Supernote pins have an eraser or a button. Okay, none of the Supernote pins have that, right? So my thing is, the problem with getting another pin to write on the Supernote, a non-Supernote pin, is that nobody can duplicate the line quality that the Supernote pins create on the Supernote devices, except one company, Viwoods. Viwoods is the only company that has made a ceramic or just any stylus that writes with the same line thickness and line quality as the Supernote pens. I tried every one. If you guys know of a pen that writes with the same Supernote quality, you guys let me know. For me, I've tried at least over a dozen EMR pens, and none of them have the line quality that the Viwoods has for the Supernote. It's 1-to-1 Supernote and Viwoods, the same programming. Now, the C1 is better than the Supernote pens because it has a button and an eraser. None of the Supernote pens have a button and eraser, so that makes the Viwoods pens infinitely more useful to me. You know why? You know why? Because the gestures on the Supernote suck butt. I just can't do it. The gestures they're dumb. The 2-finger thing, dumb. The lines, the sensors on the side of the tablets, dumb. It's like you design technology that only works half the time. If it's working half the time, that's a good day. Because typically it's not even working half the time. You design systems that don't work half the time in a device that people are trying to get things done. I want to curse so bad right now. A curse word is the only thing that kind of really hits home my feeling right now. But it's a family-friendly show, so I'm not going to do it. How many people got here? Okay. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, anyway, the Viwoods pen has the button and the eraser. The problem with the Viwoods is that the ceramic is mad thin, so it sticks onto the film on the Supernote. It digs in, and the friction is to the point to where you have to muscle the pen around. And I don't want the pen to be slippery, but I do want it to kind of just glide across the surface, right? And not with the Viwoods C1. It's catchy. It's catchy. It feels like when you first get a Supernote and you're writing and the tip is catching and it's grippy, and then that gives way to a really smooth experience after about a day or so when you've worn the screen in, or maybe you get some hand oils on there, and because the newness of the screen is what causes that. Imagine having to deal with that all the time. And that's how it feels with the C1, the Viwood C1. Anyway, beyond the nib though, this, which I totally got over. I was willing to deal with that. This is what made me want to throw it on the floor the other night. This button is stupid. It's dumb. There's no. This is like Supernote having gestures that don't work in a productivity device. This is a productivity tool, and they have features on it that don't work. Now, does this button work? Of course it works. But the problem with this button is you have to muscle this button. You have to. It has to be a cognitive, conscious decision, and you have to think about pushing this button first. Oh, where is the button? Is my finger? Okay, cool. Now let me press it. Oh, that didn't do it. It's dumb. It hurts my finger trying to push this button. Hurts. And the problem is that unlike most buttons, that your fingertip doesn't have to go below the surface of the button to actuate it. Usually in a button situation, the button is not recessed. It's kind of it's raised above the surface. So when you push it, it comes in line with the surface. No, not this one. When you push this button, it will only actuate when the button goes below the surface. So it has to actuate, it has to go below the point of the pin, of the surface of the pin. That takes muscle and tension to do. Unlike the Lammy, where it's raised, and when you push it, your finger doesn't have to go into the button to actuate it. It actuates when that button meets the surface of the pin. They don't know how to do a button. And what's weird is they call that C1 a up. Is this the upgrade? This is it. This is the upgraded pin. They call this piece of trash an upgrade to the first one. The first one, at least you didn't have to sink your finger down into the button to actuate it. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it's better than this crap. And the Lammy is way better than this by leaps and bounds. So, yeah. I wanted to use this for the Supernote. But now the Lammy, I keep coming back to this Lammy. The only device I don't use the Lammy on is the only device I can't use the Lammy on because, the ceramic nib that's in this Lammy is the remove. I mean, I have to use their pin. It's USI, so it's not even the same technology. But even if it were, I would still have to use their pin because of the ceramic tip that I like using, right? So the remarkable devices are the only devices that I don't use this Lammy on now. I mean, I've tried everything. Don't even get me started with books devices or books pins. So to answer the question, Aaron, the writing tool I use the most, the Lammy All-Star EMR. It's still the GOAT. It's still the GOAT. Does it write lighter when you're writing than some pins? Yeah, I'm okay with that though. I just bump up the line thickness. I'm all right with that. And if you use non-pressure sensitive pins, that's never an issue. That's never an issue. But even someone like me who uses pressure sensitive pins, I bump the line thickness up, good to go. Problem solved. So yeah, Lammy for the win. I think that was all for that. What else we have with the eInk stuff? Torn between getting a second tablet. No, we didn't want to cover that. Which one do we have here? Okay, that was it. All right, let's go back to Reddit, you guys. Let's get back to Reddit. Torn between getting a second tablet or switch from Manta to something else. Real quick, we're going to go through these Reddit posts. Supernova Manta absolutely convinced me that I'm getting profiting from an eInk in terms of organizing my thoughts. Okay, journaling, keeping track of my to-do list, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's non-distracted or no distractions. At the same time, I am not content with the following two things. For studying, I would profit. I can't read this because he keeps saying profit, and you're not profiting. Or am I wrong? I hate the word being used like that. My assessment of the Paper Pro move. I have been a remarkable customer since mid-late 2019 with the original. I then got a Remarkable 2 within months of release. By the way, there's lots of videos coming out about the Remarkable 2. It's a good device still in 2026. I originally had the desire for the move, though. Thought it was priced too high for what I would use it for. However, I found myself leaving my Paper Pro behind as it's too big to carry at Starbucks or similar places I walk to without a bag or backpack. So I decided to order a move this week. I ordered it on Tuesday, and with free shipping, it arrived Friday. I'm in Arizona. It seemed that they have a warehouse, whatever, setup. Not good. I was able to unpack it. Not good. I was able to unpack it and get it added to my account quite easily, but the initial sync kept failing. That usually doesn't happen. Their sync is usually really good, so that was an anomaly there, bro. I started off by saying I am just over 1,000 or 1,200 documents. I had no clue I had that many, but as I said, I have had a remarkable tablet since 2019, so that doesn't surprise me. I had no issues connecting my Remarkable Pro in 2024. It just worked on my first sync, which is how it should, bro. I mean, I wouldn't hold that against them, Remarkable, because I've never had a sync problem. As a matter of fact, most people agree, even if they're not Remarkable users, that their sync is really good, that their sync service Connect is really good. You do have to pay for it, which is the downside. but the service itself, beyond the payment, really good. That said, it drained the battery in whatever. I'm coming disenchanted with this person's post right now. Damn, they wrote a book. Never mind, bro. So my assessment of the Paper Pro Move. What did they say at the end? I am going to keep it. Not 100% sure, but leaning towards keeping it. You will. Listen. In my opinion, let's leave it up there. In my opinion, the Remove has the best screen in eInk. That's been extended to the Remarkable Paper Pro because they put the screen as in the Move into the Pro over time. First of all, the size of the Remarkable Paper Pro is not that much smaller than the Remarkable 2. So if you're talking about keeping the Remarkable 2 over the Remarkable Paper Pro and saying that it's a more like compact, no. If you're saying the Remove is, absolutely. Always, the Remove is probably the best screen in eInk. It has one of the it's tied for number one in writing feel. It's going to be more portable for what this person is doing. What's the problem? I really don't understand what this guy's problem is, but I do feel like that if you're looking for a portable device, the Remove is perfect. It's just a note taker. So it's not going to be the best e-reader. It's not going to be your internet device. It's just a really competent note taker that doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it's a competent note taker with one of the best writing feels, the best screen in eInk. Yeah, that's it for me. My book collection. Oh, my wife must never find out. This is ridiculous. Chat. I thought I had a lot of devices. I mean, you know what? Never mind. I have about as many, or if not more. Let's move on. The number one thing books needs to improve upon. This right here is the number one thing books needs to improve upon. I really do like my Note Air 5C, especially as a convert from Remarkable Paper Pro. But this random long waiting for a notebook to load. I'm in a meeting and I want to start taking notes and I have to wait. Sometimes 30 seconds or more for the notebook to pop up. Yeah. That's Onyx for you, bro. Hav. Good to see you. It's that's Dave picture. Let me know what we're talking about, Hav. Good to see you though. Yeah, I think this is a normal thing for the Note Air 5C. I haven't encountered that in a while though. I'm gonna be honest. After I updated, I've never encountered that. And I have tons of strokes, like for drawings and whatnot, multiple layers. It handles it like a pro. Like I don't have any complaints about the 5C right now. I don't have any complaints about the 4C right now. Like as far as them working for what I want to do, they're doing the job. Books and internets can figure this out. I have an instantaneous notes loading experience. I will be grinning from ear to ear as I write away. Yeah. My experience with books devices went from horrible to the best in one update. So maybe you need to do the update. And this is written 2 hours ago. So you should have the update now. Update your device, bro. Who is this? Will Bolite? Yeah, update your device, bro. Remarkable Paper Pro worth it? Remarkable Paper Pro Move worth it? Yes. In an answer, yes. Go get it. If you're asking yourself that, yes. You may not even need the bigger device if you get the smaller one, for sure. Oh my God, I finally figured out how to make the 2-finger gesture reliable. No, you didn't. Stop lying. You did not figure out how to make the 2-finger gesture on Remarkable devices reliable because they're not reliable. And that's coming from someone who's been using and is using a Manta most of the time right now. It's not reliable. It's never been reliable. It will never be reliable because Rada doesn't care about it being reliable. Two-pump dummy. So I've known that Supernote has a nice guide on how to reliably activate the 2-finger gesture. Yeah, their guide tells you to hold your fingers at a 2-degree angle. Check the wind speed. If it's 10 miles an hour to the southwest, and you got your fingers at a 90 or at a 34-degree angle, and you spread your fingers out 2 millimeters exactly apart, and then be to the left of what you're trying to circle and above it slightly, and then your foot has to be in a tub of water. Both feet have to be in a tub of water, and you need deprivation goggles on as well. You don't even need to see what you're doing. Just you have to intuitively feel it. If all of those things aren't done, then it won't work. Let's see what his fix was. I guarantee he's done nothing that I haven't tried yet. Understanding of which regions of the screen should be used for the gestures in which circumstances. Why the hell does it got to be that complicated? If you got to do math, if you got to do things like this to cape for supernote, take your cape off, bro. Take it off. Take it off. All right, what circumstances and other little details about the finger placement, spacing, and timing, etc. Timing. Finger spacing. Why does it have to be that difficult? You know how difficult it is to do an undo or not undo. Do you know how easy it is to do a circle erase or erase something on books devices? You want to know how easy that is? You circle it. You circle it, and then it selects it. And you can erase it, you can move it, manipulate it. You want to know how easy the undo is on Remarkable? You double tap the screen. They don't care if your fingers are 18,000 feet apart. You couldn't fit them on the screen. They don't care if your fingers are 8 inches apart or 2 centimeters apart. 2 finger tap, you're good to go. They don't care if you're tapping the left part of the screen, the right part of the screen. They don't care about the angle of the tap. Come on. Like, what are we doing here? Stop caping for Supernote's gestures. Where's the gesture hammer at? Let's pull up. This dude gets a gesture hammer. That's why I have a gesture hammer. Because the gestures on the Supernote don't work. You're better off just going to the toolbar. By the time he puts his fingers in the right orientation at the right distance and he's checked it, he put the ruler between the 2 fingers and checked it. Oh, yeah, it's okay. What about the angles? The angle right? By the time you check all of that, you could be done. Just go to the toolbar. That's what I resolved to doing. And then you need 2 hands. What if I'm holding the device with one hand and I got the pen in the other? Do I still have the option to put 2 fingers at 45-degree angle, 2 centimeters apart, above the top left angle of the portion of the screen where the writing is at? I don't know. Chat, I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't mean for it to go this far with it. But this is ridiculous. Okay, let's get back. What is he saying he did? Okay. Let's see what he's saying. But what it doesn't explicitly say is that you need to not have your writing palm on the screen before activating the gesture. If I follow their guide for finger placement and ensure I've always lifted my palm off the screen first, I'm now finding 95% 95% consistency in activating the gestures. That's lies. I know it's lies because I realized that a long time ago. Yet, does it improve your ability to do it? Yes. Is it 95%? Hell no. You probably get 10% more responsiveness from that. If that. Completely remove both hands from the screen. What if you're holding the device? I'm sorry. I wholeheartedly disagree with Rada's gestures. I used to think it was cool. Like, oh, cool, that's cool. You put 2 fingers. Now it's just dumb to me. The whole system's just dumb. They got saving graces over there for the Supernote device. It's good for a whole bunch of things. Having gestures is not one of them, okay? Having gestures is definitely not one of them. Let's go to the last thing we got here. You don't have any problems with Supernote gestures, Christina Ray? You got golden fingers. You got golden fingers. Graphics tech reviews. The gestures work most of the time for me. I don't know how you guys are doing it. You guys, your fingers clearly have the Midas touch. Like I literally am in the lab writing stuff, 2-finger gesturing away. I get frustrated and just go to the toolbar, and then after that point, I just go to the toolbar from then on. It's too frustrating. It's too frustrating. All right, moving on. Love my Remarkable 2 before it broke. Now what? You buy a new Remarkable 2, bro. That's what. What do you mean? The Remarkable 2 is still valid in 2026, everybody. You can buy a Remarkable 2 in 2026 and still feel validated. Okay? You can do that in 2026, totally still feel validated. So don't feel bad. You broke your Remarkable 2, you don't need to consider another device. Go buy another Remarkable 2. I've done it. I mean, granted, I have the choice of a few things, but I'm just saying, I've replaced the Remarkable 2 with another Remarkable 2 because it's the best for the design wise in the black and white category. No other black and white device is designed better. Okay, you know what? We're going to talk about a device in a few minutes here that might be designed better. It might be. We found a company that might have unseated Remarkable finally in the Remarkable 2 design quality category. But let's go on to that. All right. So last part of the show, we're going to talk about some YouTube videos that I'm going to be watching. So let's take a look at these. So we got Organize Your Life in 2026 with AI Catherine. All right, chat. We got AI Catherine here, so you know we got to watch the AI Catherine video, okay? You know we got to do the AI Catherine. Oh boy. There we go. All right, let's see what AI Catherine's got to say today.
And scheduling, but you're tired of carrying multiple notebooks everywhere.
Oh, let's go.
If you love journaling and scheduling, but you're tired of carrying multiple notebooks everywhere, this is going to change everything. Hi, I'm Catherine from the Books marketing team, and today I want to show you how I journal and plan on the Note Air 5.
She should definitely start calling herself AI Catherine. Okay. Even though we clearly understand you're not AI Catherine, you're still AI Catherine to us.
When your morning journal is separate from your habit tracker or your daily planner, things tend to fall through the cracks. With books, it's much easier to stay organized since everything is on one device, which lessens clutter and stress. And with the Note Air 5C, you can keep that paper-like writing experience.
All right, so I agree with that. I agree with that. If you got an eInk device, like, I cannot tell you how disorganized my life was before I got an eInk device. I mean, I made it work. It was like a method in the madness. Now it's just organized. I used to have multiple notebooks, multiple small notebooks, multiple big notebooks, writing stuff, losing the paper. The paper comes out of the notebook, spill coffee on it. So now I can't read what I wrote. To edit, I had to rewrite everything just to edit. Now everything's in one place. If I want to edit something, I literally just, take that word out, replace it with something. If I want to move a paragraph, circle the paragraph, move the paragraph somewhere else, stick something else in that spot, I don't have to rewrite. It's a matter of manipulating the text that's already there. If I want to rewrite just for my own edification, yeah, that's possible. I don't have to, though. eInk can save me so much time, and it's kept me way more organized than I would be otherwise. So I gotta say that. To the chat real quick. Christina Ray says, "Yeah, I don't have any problems with just maybe little finger. Oh, little fingers. Little fingers probably would help, Christina. You're absolutely right. I know. I know my guy over there at Graphics Tech. He ain't got little fingers though, so I don't know what he doing. I don't know what he doing to make this work. Let's keep going with AI Catherine.
So writing has that satisfying resistance, just like your favorite notebook.
Why do I have CC. Oh, there we go.
The colors mimic a newspaper print and remain easy on the eyes even during long writing sessions. In the Notes app, navigate through your digital planner just like flipping pages. Download your favorite planner templates or create journal spreads from scratch and easily add hand-drawn elements.
Yeah,
Doodle in the
customizing your own
margins.
templates. Let me say something about the templates too. Nobody does templates better than Supernote. Nobody. He said, years of training helped me master the gestures. Listen, I need some more years of training, clearly. Supernote has mastered the eInk template. They mastered the eInk template when they created stickers. They should think of a different name for stickers, because stickers doesn't encapsulate all that they do. You think of stickers, you think, oh, bunny rabbits I can create and just put those anywhere. Man, I've created like 4 or 5 templates that I can just pull up whenever I want. Like, and it's not like, and it's different from templates, right? Because a template is like a whole page, right? When you have a template, you're taking a whole page and you're putting that page into your notebook, right? When you have a sticker, you're just taking the outline of a template and adding that to your already current page. Does that make sense, chat? That's a way better solution for me, and it's all use case based. So if you like the template that adds a whole template there, right? So take what she's got on this page right here. Take this calendar, for example. As a template, I can only take this calendar, make it into a template, and now when I want to use this template in another notebook, I can pull it into a notebook from my templates, right? But it's always going to be that size, and it's always going to be its own page. With stickers, it's like taking that template, being able to add it to an existing page, and being able to resize it. That's infinitely more valuable to me. Again, all use case based. But for my use case, stickers way more valuable than templates. Once I realized stickers could be used as a manipulable. Did I say that right, chat? Manipulatable? I like to shorten it. Manipulable. Moving on. You know what I'm trying to say. When I found out you can use that as a manipulable template, it was over. That's one of the reasons why it's my main lab tablet right now. I mean, that and the fact that it's plastic and it's mad durable, because when I'm around metal and glass and abrasive chemicals, having actual glass and metal around that stuff is a detriment. Having a plastic device that's super durable that you can probably spill something on and it won't burn through damage the screen, or you can sit it on a glass beaker without it making the clinking sound, you're going to break your beaker. Or maybe you want to sit it on your metal printer and you got metal on metal. Not good. Plastic though. I sit that thing anywhere in the lab. I don't even care. Yeah, I spilled resin on it and acetone. Nothing. We're good to go. Using stickers to make a template seems crazy. What? Aaron, using stickers to make a template seems crazy. Aaron, you got to try it. Aaron. If you got a Supernote still, I don't know if you've ever had a Supernote, Aaron. I think you were anti-Supernote, if I remember correctly, which is why you're always crapping on me about not using my Supernotes that I clearly use. Aaron. Moving on. So, that's the way. Stickers as templates. I'm going to show you how tomorrow I'll show you guys how I do that. Let's get on with this.
Switch between pen colors
AI
for
Catherine.
color coding. Use a smart lasso tool, or insert photos and text boxes. You'll never run out of pages, and everything stays organized and backed up. The best part?
Totally.
Write in your books in the morning and check your plans on your phone during the day. Sync through apps like Notion, Google Calendar, or any third-party app you already use. No more rewriting and no more forgetting which notebook has that important note. Are you ready to organize your life in 2026? Check out the Note Air 5C in the link below. Please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more books content.
We're going to like it.
Bye.
Peace out, AI Catherine. All right, so next up we got these are videos that I'm going to be watching today after we get off the live stream. So I got to check these out today. These videos showed up in my feed today, and I'll definitely be checking them out. So my favorite e-reader writing experience. I've been waiting for Gopher Cake to make this video for a long time. Okay, I've been waiting for her to make this video for a long time because she only does she talks about the e-readers, but she hardly ever compares like her experiences with the writing. So when she does that, I like seeing it. I'm going to be looking forward to this one. Khaled talked about the little bitty e-reader that should be thrown in the trash, but that's another thing. I definitely got to see it because I want to know what I'm trashing. Remarkable 2, 5 years later. I just talked about this. Is Remarkable 2 still valid in 2026? Aaron thinks so. Go check it out if you guys got time. All these things I talk about today and all the videos are linked in the description of this video. So if you want to check those out, go to the description, check them out. What else we got here? I'm going to be checking out Daysung 13-inch color ink monitor from Voya. Yeah, I want to see what Voya has to say about this. How long is this? 26 minutes? It's not bad. 26 minutes. Let's go ahead and give it a... We're going to like that right off the rip. By the way, you guys give me a like if you've been enjoying the live stream today. Next thing is going to be the Must Snap. Now, the Must Snap might be the only device that takes the build quality title from the Remarkable 2. Jay let me see his muskrat when he brought it. Jay came to Philadelphia. We met up at the bar. I showed the pictures to you guys that little while back. And he brought this device. He let me play with it for a little while. The build quality on this thing, they got a ways to go with the software. Okay, they got some things to do, but the build quality is better than the build quality on the Remarkable 2. Why do I say that? Now, you can't see this on this video here, but on the seam here, on the seam that runs down between the metal and the glass there, I've had a number of Remarkable 2 devices. I've had a number, 3 to be exact. None of the Remarkable 2 devices that I've ever had got that seam right. There's a little bitty gap in this seam, either at the top or the bottom, depending on what device you have. There's a small gap. It ain't big. Very small, minute. Not even a big deal. Guess what? This device, at the border between the metal and the glass, no gap. Precise as all hell. Just super precise. Just fits like a glove. Channeling my Ace Ventura. Like a glove. Listen, this thing is perfect. The tolerances on this, immaculate. Immaculate. So, build quality wise, there ain't much touching it, okay? Software wise, trash. I'm going to look at this video. Oh, come on, Dave. 52 minutes, no chapters, Dave. Come on. Dave. 52 minutes, no chapters. Dave. What's going on? All right, next video. Whoa. Is that it? That was it. Okay. All right. That's it. So those are videos I'm going to be checking out, you guys. Those are the videos I'm going to be checking out. Listen, again, Remarkable 2, viable 2026. Definitely. Let's go to the chat real quick. What Gopher Cake draws on eInk is amazing. Absolutely. I like the work that she does. I just wish she talked about the writing aspect of these things more. Because I had a hair out of place. I can't call out old girl for having messed up hair on her video and then how would I look? It'd be contradictory. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Gopher Cake. Looking forward to that for sure. Well, let's get out of here, you guys. All right, everyone. That's going to be the show for today. I really appreciate you guys for showing up today for MLK Day. Listen, I didn't expect to get an audience today at all. I knew you guys are going to be in the bed, most of you. No work today. Like, I'll watch it if I'm up at work, but I ain't getting up to watch it. I get it. I'm glad whoever showed up today. I really appreciate you. Let's get to the chat crew that showed up. We got Aaron. We got Hav. We got my man over there from Graphics Tech. We got Christina Ray. We got The Rock. eInk. Rob. And Mr. Larry Goodman came today. I appreciate you guys. We'll do this again tomorrow. Hopefully we have a little bit more tech news to talk about, or a little more eInk news to talk about. It's a slow time for eInk news. I ain't gonna hold you. Slow time for eInk news, but we're getting through it. We're definitely getting through it. All right, you guys. Rants About Tech, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. I hope you guys join me again. Yeah. Until tomorrow. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy MLK Day. Peace.